Hello everybody, what is up? And today we are back, and I am actually doing a mod spotlight for you guys on Ars Magica 2. It's a really cool mod. I definitely recommend you go check it out. I will put a download link in the description, and without further ado, let's get started. So yeah, to get started in this mod, you're going to need a book, any type of block, and an item frame. And you're also going to need to find a little pool of liquid essence, which is this blue liquid here. You need to find a pool of that. It spawns like this, 2x2. It's naturally in the world. You won't find it bigger than this or smaller. It'll be a 2x2 square like this. And once you find it, you want to place any type of block. I'm going to use cobblestone, then your item frame there, and then you place the book there. And you just have to wait, and I gotta say, the effects for this mod and stuff are pretty amazing. I believe this mod is by a man named Mithian. Yeah. Anyways, so once the book is done with all its effects, and if you punch it out like I did here, you'll get this thing called the Arcane Compendium. So it will give you a message saying you something about arcane arts, I believe, and then your mana and burnout bar will appear, and your magic level will be 1. If you can see that around the top of my screen, that'll appear. You won't have that until you've made the book. I had already made one before, so that's why I already have it, but that'll appear, and then you'll have this book, which if you right click, it has pretty much everything about Ars Magica. So this is your wiki, pretty much. It'll tell you everything you need to know. I don't believe it's all complete yet, as I have looked through a couple things and there isn't like full information on it yet. But I'm sure he's still working on that. It might be a bug or something. I'm not sure. He did say there were a couple bugs and he's still working on it, but it's nice he's put out a release for people to play with. Also, by the way, I will be doing a 1.6.4 mod pack series coming out in like a couple days, a week maybe, and it will include this mod as well as Thumbcraft 4 and a bunch of other cool mods that I do like quite a bit. So we got all these blocks here: Arcane Reconstructor, Archimage, Podium. Now you probably won't know what any of this does. If you just click it, it'll tell you all about it. But what you want to get started making is this thing called an Oculus here. Gateway to the Stars. And here's the crafting recipe. It does tell you the crafting recipe, and you can click on, if anything has a green writing, that means you can click on it, and it'll take you to another page so you can read about that certain item. Now, you can't read about coal or stone bricks, obviously, because that's vanilla, but blue topaz is a Ars Magica 2 item, so if you click on it, it'll tell you about it. It is a gem, it spawns in an ore, I believe, or in some sort, and it might spawn blocks. I'm not exactly too sure about that myself, but you can find it in the world and, of course, mine it up, and that's how you get blue topaz. So if you combine that, you can make your Oculus. I have one in this chest over here. So you're going to want to place that, and if you right-click it, this is pretty much a skill tree system that Mithian has implemented. It's quite cool. You will start off, the default, I believe, is 3 skill points. However, you can edit that in the config files if you would like. And there's 4 different skill trees to go down: offense, defense, utility, and talents. These are all, you need to unlock these different parts of skill trees to get spells. Like, right now, as you can see, I can either unlock projectile, self, touch, or mana regen 1, or color. Those are, I don't believe talents are part of spell creation. However, the projectile, self, and touch are all parts of spell creation. So in the past, you've had there's arcane bolt would be a projectile spell that shoots a bolt like an arcane bolt, which is pretty much a projectile. And self would be effect you cast on yourself, so like heal self, if you remember that from the old Ars Magica. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just bear with me, it's okay. We'll go through it. So anyways, I'm going to go down the offense tree just for now. So let's say I want projectile, and then once I click that, of course, you'll see the number in the top corner, the 2, the blue 2 there. Was 3, now it's 2, so that means I used one of my skill points. So now I can do gravity, physical damage, or bounce. So I'm going to do physical damage and then also bounce. Sounds cool. So there you go. Now, before some of them were glowing, but they've all gone away now. Nothing's glowing anymore or telling me what it is because I have run out of skill points. Now, there are 3 different types of skill points: blue skill points, green, and red skill points. Now, all of these, the blue ones are like to start off with. You'll need blue to unlock. Once you get further down, the blue ones won't work anymore, and you'll need green first, and then once you get into like the really far out components, you'll need red skill points. So that's pretty much the skill tree. So if we exit out of that now, that's that. Now, to make spells, like, we've unlocked that, but we don't have any, it didn't give us anything, like, we have no way of making spells. So what you want to do here is make yourself this inscription table. I believe it's in the Arcane Compendium, and it's crafted with planks, slabs, spell parchment, a feather, and a torch. A spell parchment is 2 sticks and a paper like that. So if we grab this, and place it down anywhere, this is our little spell inscription table thing. It's quite cool. It's like some little books and some torches, and if you look closely you can see like the little torch effect. It's quite cool. And if we right click that, you can see in here, right below there's a search in case you have too many of these components. You see I got projectile, physical damage, and bounce. Now, I unlocked those 3, and as I unlock more, they'll appear here, and let's say I unlock too many, then there'll be more pages, and I can just search for them to find them quickly. Like, let's say I had like a bunch, and I couldn't find projectile, I could just search it up, and projectile. But, of course, I have quite a few, so it's not gonna really do much. So to start off, you're gonna want to get yourself a book and quill, which is a vanilla recipe, so you should know how to make that. If not, go check the Minecraft wiki. So let's think, right now, this projectile, it's a shape. Every spell needs a shape, and then components. So projectile will be my shape, and then I can't use another projectile, obviously, because you can only use one shape, but then I believe you can use as many components. I'm not sure the limit. I believe there's one. So now I can either do a projectile bounce or projectile physical damage. So I'm just going to go for physical damage here. I could do a bounce as well if I wanted, but we're just going to do this for now. So then if I take out the book and quill, it makes my spell recipe. So you can see spell recipe by Sir Tinman. You can right click this, read through it. So it's a projectile physical damage. These are the materials I will need to craft it. I believe it varies for every like, if you have like two different worlds and you make the same spell recipe, I believe it may be different. I'm not sure how it works, but I believe the items do vary. And then Affinity breakdown, Earth 100%. I'm not exactly too sure. I won't be covering affinities this episode, but I'll do that next episode. So, yeah. Okay, now next thing I want to cover is there are armor. If you have played the previous Ars Magica, there were 3 levels of armor. Master, Archmage, and then I forget the other one. However, there's only 2 now. We have mage armor. We got the hood, the robes, the leggings, and the boots. And then we have battle mage armor, which is circlet, armor, leggings, and boots. And then, of course, we also have the spell book, just like in Ars Magica. I'll get into all this stuff in a bit. We're gonna go on to spell crafting now, though. So, if we head over here, this is a crafting altar. It is in your Arcane Compendium under structures and then crafting altar. This is what you're going to need to craft spells. You can use you will need 6 magic walls and a crafting altar block, which is crafted like this. It's a Vintium dust and a piece of stone. However, and then whatever else, and you will need a lectern and a lever. I forgot about that. However, and then you'll need a gem block. So any vanilla gem block like diamond, gold, redstone, coal, or iron, any of that works. And then there's also some like new gem blocks or ingot blocks or whatever you want to call them from Ars Magica 2. So we have moonstone, sunstone, and there are a couple other ones. For this I've used moonstone and quartz. And if you go into the Arcane Compendium, it'll keep switching, and it'll show you all the different things you can use. It does depend. Like there is like it is better to use something like quartz than, let's say, wood, or like something like moonstone instead of glass. As if you used, like, let's say you made an altar out of wood and glass, you'd only be able to make like a smaller type spell. Like right now my spell is pretty basic. It's only a projectile physical damage, so I could make that with any altar, like a wood and glass one. However, once you get into more complex spells, which I'm sure you will, like let's say you want to make a spell that healed you and then also gave you regeneration and jump boost or something like that, then that need multiple parts, and you wouldn't be able to do that with a wood and glass one. You'd need an upgrade. So the better materials you make your altar out of, the more complex spells you'll be able to make. So for some reason my crafting altar's gone. It's a bit odd. So I will just grab that, place it right there. And there, we have this. And so now what we're going to want to do is put our spell recipe that we just made into this lectern. Of course, once you've crafted this, you just put it there. And let's start spell creation. So just give me a second, I will get all the materials I need, and I shall be back. Okay guys, I'm back. I just grabbed all the stuff. By the way, lecterns aren't just for crafting altars, they can be quite useful. You can place any type of written book, and then if you just right click it, you'll be able to read it right from there. So it does work with other mods too. Like let's say you want to put your Thaumonomicon on one, you could just access your Thaumonomicon straight from the lectern, so they're quite useful. So you have to keep carrying stuff around, books around in your inventory. So, but however, for this case, you will have to place it there, and once you're ready to start making your spell, and you have all the components, it won't actually list these two items, but you're going to need two items. You're going to need that won't be listed on the spell recipe. You'll need a blank rune, which is crafted like this from cobblestone, and a spell parchment, which I've already showed you how to make. And then you also need Vintium dust, which is, you can mine Vintium ore and then you'll have to cook it. So, Vintium dust, you won't need that for all spells, but for the spell I'm doing right now, it requires it. Also, so if you, like, go here, it'll tell you all the stuff you need. So, and then red rune, of course, just like the old Ars Magica, combine a rune with any dye and it'll make it a colored rune. So, to get started, you just throw in a blank rune, and then it'll start telling you what you need next. So next we need the Vintium dust. Throw that in, an arrow, a snowball, a red rune, an iron sword, and a spell parchment. And once it's all done, you'll see these like cool effects, and then it'll drop this item here. If you hold it, depending on what type of spell it is, it'll have a different effect in your hand, which is quite cool because originally it would just show the spell, but everyone is asking for Mythian to change it to actually have an effect, just like the old spells, so he did change that. So if you would have read here, in the back it said Earth. That's the affinity breakdown is Earth. So, which makes it an Earth spell. So this is a little animation for an Earth spell. So once you got this, you can't actually cast it yet. You gotta right click it, and then you can name your spell, anything you want. So this is just a projectile of physical damage. So you can just do a random name if you can't think of anything, but by hitting the question marks. So, say, projectile damage. Not the most creative. So, and then here we have, you can pick, there's thousands of different icons. Well, not thousands, but there's quite a lot. So you can pick what icon you want. So since this is like a bolt of projectile of damage, I'll pick projectile here. It's fire projectile, and then just hit escape, and I got my spell. And you can see projectile damage costs 10 mana. So now if we go back into this chest and I grab my spell book, I can shift right click that and I can put my spell in it. So shift and then scroll to switch between spells. Well, you can either do that or hit X and Z. However, I'm using X, and X is for my mini map, so I just use shift scroll. But yeah, you can do that, and then you're ready to cast. Let's say on pig, maybe. Yeah. Sorry, pig. So anyways, however, you'll see, once I cast this on him, you'll see it just there's this weird bar that appeared in front of me, and it said XP 5/1 or something. Anyways, 5/1, and you'll see now on the top it says 2. There's a blue number 2, and my mana is 104, and my burnout is 21. So what that basically means is I leveled up. So the way you level up in this isn't the same as the old Ars Magica. In the old Ars Magica, you had to trade experience inside of a block. I forget the name of it. My memory is failing me right now. But inside this block, and what it would do is it would cost a certain amount of levels to level up. So it would be like 1 level for level up to level 2, and then when you were level 2 in Magic, it would cost 2 levels to level up to level 3. So you'd have to exchange your experience. But now in the new Ars Magica, what it does is the more you cast spells, the more experience you get. So every time I cast a spell, doesn't matter, it doesn't have to hurt something, like it can be any spell, it'll give me experience. And every time I level up, I'll need to, like right now, you can see all I have to do is cast 1 spell on this pig and it levels me up. However, let's say I were to, now that I'm level 3, which I just leveled up. Okay, come here, pig. Okay. Let's do this here, and do that. And I see that time, I leveled up again. Okay, wonderful. God damn it, work with me, game. Work with me. Okay, yeah, that time you'll see I leveled up. Why do I keep leveling up? Anyways, what I'm trying to say is every time it'll cost more and more experience, so you'll have to cast more and more spells every time to level up even more. So you'll see that time I didn't level up. You'll see it says XP 12 out of 17. That means I'll have to get 5 more XP to level up. So yeah, that's the leveling up system, and that's spellbooks. So I'm gonna get started with one more thing. Well, 2 more things actually. So first of all, some spells, and you'll see stuff like this armor, there are these things called essences, if you remember them from the old Ars Magica essences. They are crafted the same way, however your essence refiner will now need essence, essence, pretty much. Before, I don't think it required anything, just the items. Now it will require essence, so I believe pure essence will work. I'm not sure if the other essences work yet. I will tell you that in a bit in next episode, but you'll see it's charging up from the pure nexus, and once it has enough charge, of course, you can go ahead and make your essences. So that's how you make essences. Of course, the mage armor, I don't believe, does it? No, the mage armor doesn't need any essences. However, if you want battle mage armor, that will cost you essences. Like that needs water essence, earth essence, fire, and air. And those are all in your arcane compendium. It'll tell you how to make those with the essence refiner, of course. So, yeah, that's that. So we can equip this armor. Now, there's 2 different types of armor. There's the mage and the the battle mage. I've already told you that. However, however, they have different prospects, like different things. Like there's different reasons for wearing each one. So the mage armor, it recharges faster, but has less durability and doesn't protect you as much. The battle mage armor will take longer to recharge, but as it says, it's made for battle, as in it has more durability and protect you more than the other armor. So yeah. That's about all I have to say about that. Now, one more thing I want to show you are, I will go over inlays and how they work and everything next episode for like summoning stuff, but they can also be used as minecart tracks. I just wanted to show you here if there are 3 different types. The iron one resets your course to go like backwards. Let's say you're going straight up against an iron inlay, it'll send you back. The red ones speed up, just like powered rails, and the yellow ones teleport you, the gold inlays. Yeah, they work just like normal tracks. See, you can see I just teleported there, and that broke as always, of course. So if I just get the track now. By the way, these you can place them in the air. For some reason, they keep. If I were to place this one here, they keep disappearing. Like I place it there, and then I'll come back after a while, and it'll disappear. I don't think it likes that. But they can float in the air, and you can walk on top of them. When they're placed on the ground, nothing really happens. But when they're in the air, they emit these pretty cool particles. So I just thought I'd mention that. So if I go over this again. You can see it sends it out up here, and then teleports across the yellow ones, and it gets stuck there. So, yeah, those are inlays. They can also be used to summon bosses, but I will go over that next episode. So I hope you enjoyed this Ars Magica 2 spotlight. Be sure to go check out part 2, and I shall see you all next time, guys. Goodbye.